Welcome to our podcast, Sum It Up. And today we are going to be talking all about marketing fails. Over to you, Chris.
Okay, right. We'll kick straight off and get to the nitty gritty. What are some of your best, worst marketing fails?
Okay. I've got some that I prepared earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so the first one is Dove's body positivity packaging. We'll get it on the screen, but this is just an example of the packaging that they decided to share. So their bottles were all shapes and sizes, but it didn't go down very well.
No.
So I don't really feel the message got across there. Another one was the Huggies dad test.
Yeah.
So this was their words, I want to just say. To prove Huggies diapers and wipes can handle anything, we put them to the toughest test imaginable. Dads alone with their babies.
So bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it was really bad.
I mean, how can that get through in terms of like no one at Dove? No one at Dove picked up and went, actually, no, we can't put that out.
That one was Huggies.
Oh, Huggies, sorry. Yeah.
It's bad, isn't it?
That's shocking.
And there was like a video that went alongside that one. Yeah,
That is
so
shocking.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
How, as a dad, do you feel about that?
Pissed off.
Slay it.
Yeah, no. It is, yeah, but it's terrible.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
It's like, it's just saying that dads can't look after their kids properly.
And single dads.
And single dads.
That do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, it's stupid. They completely missed the mark.
Completely.
That was some women scorned to put that together. No?
Yes. Yes.
But maybe it's worth looking into, isn't it? Because some of these fails come from people actually finding it funny themselves.
But it has to go through a process. Like when, especially with a company like that, it's big. That has to go through a number of people to be approved. All of those people approved that. But one person that picked up on that, which is just lunacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lunacy.
That's fun.
Like it, yeah.
It's a couple of mine. Got some more. We'll come back to them.
My one that I just couldn't believe was the marathon, the Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
So in 2017, they sent a message saying, "Well done, you survived the marathon." But in 2013, there was a bombing that killed 3 people and 250 were injured.
Wow.
So it just really caused a scene.
That is terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is
Also, I quite liked the Walkers one where they did the selfie competition and they were just using generated content without looking at it, and there was people that have committed crimes. There was like
Really?
Hitler, and they just been reposting them all, and like serial killers, the lot, and they didn't realise, so that didn't go too well, which I quite liked.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
One of the ones I liked didn't like, but thought was terrible, was the Burger King campaign where they say on National Women's Day, women belong in the kitchen. So they've done a tweet, and their first tweet was "women belong in the kitchen," which like literally everyone, as soon as it went up, just started getting abuse. But then they went on to say, if they want to, of course, and it was all about them promoting their staff in terms of the female staff, helping them if they wanted to go into a culinary position in the future. But putting that out as your first tweet on National Women's Day is just like, it's a massive error. And someone even put, look, you could fit their whole, because they've done it in a trail of like 3 tweets. And someone put it all together and said, look, they could have released that all in one go. They were trying to rile people up, basically. So,
do you think they did that for the purpose, though?
Yeah.
To bring attention to it?
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, that's where it comes in, and we'll say about it later. Whether like, it's all publicity, good publicity. So, we're talking about it. But, and then the other one was Reebok as well, which was ages ago. This was ages ago in 2012, I think it was. And it was, they put a poster up in a gym in Germany that was related to that they were associated with, and it was cheat on your girlfriend, not on your workout.
Oh my God.
And that went down like horrendously as well. So, and that, but basically, it was only in one gym.
Now my boyfriend's not allowed in gym.
Well, it was only posted in one gym, but because social media, it just spread like wildfire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, so cheating the girlfriend, not any workout.
Yeah.
I've got
We've got more. We've got more if you want more, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
Got another one.
Go for it.
This one was shocking. I don't even think this. Something you can laugh at, can't you?
Yeah.
I really don't. You can't laugh at this one. So in 2006, Sony released their white PlayStation, and in order to promote it, they did a giant ad with a pale woman with white hair seen grabbing a black woman by the face. The white figure looks upset and determined, while the black figure looks very submissive. And the text reads, "PlayStation Portable, white is coming."
No.
It's, or again, people for that, it was big.
Yeah.
How does that go past people?
Oh
It's-
my gosh.
And how did they? I was only 5 in 2006, but how did they come back from that? Like, what I want to know is, how do you
Yeah, I know.
apologise for that? That was.
I know, that's
I mean,
bad.
brands weren't being cancelled back then, but
Nowadays, you wouldn't be able to get away with that,
Forbid.
would you? No.
that was really bad. That's a huge fail.
Yeah.
And Dove done another one as well. They said that their soaps and that could be used by every ethnicity, and so they had 3 different people. But the way it worked out is there was like
It was 2, wasn't it?
no, it's 3.
Oh.
So there was a white lady taking her top off, but then she transformed into another lady. I think she was Hispanic, and then she took off her top, and then changed into a black lady, and so it literally looked like they were, what do you call it,
Yeah, it got
morphing,
bad.
like
Wow.
into no. So it was going from black lady and then down to a white lady, and so it was morphing into a white lady basically. And they basically implying what came across. People took it that they were saying that white people smell better,
Oh.
basically, or are cleaner.
Oh. Okay.
Dove have come a long way though.
They
on that
have.
note, they've
They have,
taken that
yeah.
feedback.
That wasn't that long ago. That one, I
Okay.
don't think.
Well, I think that I've never heard that one actually. I've
Yeah.
got a bit of a shot Dove twice, down twice.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a bit of an advocate now. It's again
No,
my research.
They've come back from it. I would say their campaigns recently are definitely a lot more inclusive,
Yeah.
and they talk about some very serious topics like the mental health ones. That was, I think, last year or the year before. You can come back from your fails.
You can. You can.
There's some big brands in here that we all know and wouldn't know that these fails had happened.
Yeah. No, for sure.
My other one was the Snapchat, the ad for the
Yeah.
game. They said, "Would you rather?" Which is always controversial anyway, isn't there? There's
Yeah.
always someone that will throw out something that will shock you. Yeah, and they said, "Would you rather slap Rihanna or punch Chris Brown?" Completely forgetting the domestic
Yeah.
violence
Yeah.
case.
Oh dear.
I just I just don't think you should be playing that game. It's
No,
part of
you
your
shouldn't.
campaign, to be fair.
No.
Oh,
Oh, for
and
more?
just, yeah, sorry,
Wow.
just a final one. The Airbnb email that went around,
Oh yeah.
and it was the floating world. It was about an Airbnb you can rent that was on water, and they sent it around during Hurricane Harvey.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and also
Timing.
Elon Musk's poll. Should I step down as
Yeah.
head of Twitter? I will abide by the results of this poll. 57% voted yes.
Didn't step down now, did it?
No, he didn't.
Who was the other one that they
That's
said that she
confidence.
hacked? She got an account.
Oh, Rita Ora said if I get like whatever retweets or likes, I'll release my new song, and it just got no engagement. And she said, "Oh, guys, my account was hacked. That wasn't me."
Oh,
That's just embarrassing.
Own it, own it.
yeah.
You got to own it at that point. Just
Yeah.
throw the song in the bin.
So what, in terms of when you're releasing, when you're doing your marketing, what should you avoid in terms of like failing and the campaign completely flopping? What are some sort of top tips that you would give to make sure that you don't have a nightmare?
A lot of people test their campaigns, don't they? If it's something big, you can do it to like a small audience,
Yeah.
gauge the reception. Maybe more for bigger businesses that have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But I do think it's testing the waters on how much you can push the boundaries. So start very small.
Yeah.
and see how well that works for you in like whatever kind of, because most of these are risky, aren't they? Well, some of them aren't actually, like the Pepsi ad with Kendall Jenner. They probably didn't think it was very risky.
No.
You can't predict it's going to be a fail, but I would say start small and ensure that your audience are actually engaging then, and also just have as many people check it.
I was going to say, but even then, like those ones that have come out are in big companies and they've got approved by a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it still managed to slip through.
Yeah.
It's a really hard one.
That you do need, like I was just thinking that Walker's one. It's like when you're that big, how have you just got one person reposting all the selfies? Like there should be some processes in place to make sure that you're not crossing the mark and putting serial killers all over your feed.
I think a lot of these as well are just a lack of awareness.
Yeah.
You're just not thinking about the bigger picture. You're thinking about getting an email campaign out, getting the interaction on your social campaign.
Yeah.
And actually you need to take a step out of like your role in marketing and actually just be in the world.
Yeah.
You can't know everything. I also think how you react.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't avoid if things are going to flop. But if there is a really bad reaction, how do you react?
How do you react to it? Yeah.
With their Christmas advert, I think we were speaking about that earlier, last year, where the colours in the fire or whatever it was, they felt represented Christmas colours, but with everything that was going on at the time, other people saw it as matching the colours of the Palestine flag.
Yeah.
And they reacted immediately by taking it down, removing that scene and putting it back up.
Yeah.
So how are you going to react? That can impact how you come back from it.
Yeah.
But the aim isn't to fail.
No, the aim's not to fail, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's making sure that you're not just asking your boardroom if they think it's a good idea. It's going out and doing that market research.
Yeah.
You know, we're launching a very small campaign at the moment for somebody, and they have gone out and asked 250 people, and it's like in a small area.
Yeah.
Different authenticities.
Yeah.
Different backgrounds, everything, to make sure they really smash it. And actually that's changed the way we're going to do the marketing campaign. So it is really, really important to make sure you're getting lots of different opinions from different walks of life.
So what do you think are some other sort of errors the companies make that are easily avoidable to stop them sort of failing their marketing campaigns?
I think, I always say this, but like the post launch or post campaign work.
Yeah.
So, you know, we say it for a giveaway, just because you've now hit send on a giveaway doesn't mean all the work's over. Just because you've got your creative assets and you've got your captions and you've got your final video doesn't mean the campaign work is over. So what are you doing after you've launched the campaign? Again, to interact with the people, to listen to the feedback, to see how it's being received, and also to monitor if there are any like landing pages or specific tools or resources that come with the campaign.
Yeah.
How are they performing? Are people getting access to them okay?
Making sure the links are working. And...
Yeah. Trackable links.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to know all of, you want to know what everyone's doing. So yeah, I think to just always be checking in on the campaign. Just because you've hit publish doesn't mean it's over. That's like step one.
Yeah, and as Tia said earlier, if there is feedback on the campaign and it needs tweaking, don't think you can't tweak it because it's out there. You tweak it if it needs it, and you want to get the best results possible. So if it means it coming down and going back up like the M&S ad, we can do that. You need to be able to make sure it's working for your business.
Yeah. And it's a tricky one, but do you think even when they fail, they say all publicity is good publicity? Do you agree with that in terms of the cases? Because with a lot of the cases that we mentioned, they're still going. None of them have been wiped out. Like, do you agree that it's still publicity for them? Is people talking about it? Even if it is negative, people are still talking about it.
I think it's just reacting to it quickly. If it's going to be negative, react to it. And like, I think we've said it before, but right now they react with comedy.
Yeah.
What is it? How are you going to manage that? And that crisis management side of it, and changing it very, very fast. And apologising if you have offended people.
Yeah.
We're all real, we'll make mistakes, and it's just making sure you get there and do that as soon as possible, really. Don't hide from the negative comments if there are some.
I think the harsh truth is it depends on your audience.
Yeah.
and the type of brand that you are. If you're a kind of household name brand, I think that you can come back from things. But I think in the world of social media sometimes, specifically influencer brands and things like that, celebrity brands, celebrity businesses, I think there's a huge cancel culture.
Yeah.
I mean, even household name brand Starbucks, for example, there was information of their money going towards the genocide and things like that.
Right.
There's like a list of big brands where you don't know where their money's going.
Yeah.
Are they actually supporting things that you don't agree with?
Yeah.
And people are adamant to cancel brands. So I think before it was like when people were people were craving to be A-list celebrities. The Kardashians are just the perfect example.
Yeah.
All publicity was good publicity for them.
Yeah.
Kris Jenner is iconic.
Yeah.
No one can turn around bad publicity like she can. Everything manages to work out. There's a new season because this drama happened. There's this new product because of a drama that happened. But now I just think cancel culture is a bit too much.
I was going to say, do you think some of those ones that we brought up, do you reckon some of them happened a little while ago? Do you think if they'd have happened now, it would have had a much bigger impact?
I think...
Because the younger generation are the ones that are sort of bringing in cancel culture, and I don't know, do you think it would have had a bigger impact? Or it might not have wiped them out, but do you think it would have affected more?
I just think there are smaller brands that could have been big that have been wiped.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
That's what I think's happened.
Yeah.
That, you know, I probably don't, I've not even heard of, but I just know that they've built up a reputation and it's gone with just one silly move.
Yeah.
So I don't know, those bigger brands are already the leaders and they've got that PR behind them, that crisis management.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, the smaller brands do not.
Yeah.
It wipes them out.
Yeah.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And going on the cancel culture, do you think that is killing the sort of creativity? Do you think it's scaring brands
Yeah.
that maybe they've got a good idea, but it does step a little bit close to the mark?
Yeah.
Do you think it's killing sort of creativity in terms of it's scaring people and brands?
Yeah. I 100% think it is. It's even got to the point now with comedy as well.
Yeah.
You can't say anything in comedy, and actually what I found brilliant is, what's his name? Going out.
Oh, Mickey Flanagan.
Mickey Flanagan.
Yeah.
He won't let his comedy be filmed anymore, and you have to put your mobile in a box and it's secure, and you cannot access your mobile because he wants comedy to be kept old-fashioned.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I think's like, but you just can't do that as a brand. So
No.
I think people are just they come up with a funny idea and it's just swiped from them, and I think it does. Definitely.
Comedians have had a hard time with it, haven't they?
I have.
In terms of
They
like,
have, yeah.
Jimmy,
have.
I have. You're a comedian.
It used to be so funny. And now it's just-
Like even Jimmy Carr and that, he's
Yeah.
like, he got he predicted sort of getting cancelled, didn't he? But so what's changed like in terms of that? What like has people's humour changed? Like why all of a sudden are they getting cancelled? Because they're still
People are woke.
yeah, they are.
People are wide awake.
Yeah.
I think it is social media
Right.
and things becoming like how easy it is to share things. So when something does happen
Yeah.
and people have a reason for it maybe being wrong from their point of view, sometimes you feel that you should agree then.
Yeah.
You know, I should think that's wrong as well. It scares me sometimes how impacted my thoughts are by social media, and you don't realise
Yeah.
because you read it all the time and you have to take a massive step away. So if I'm reading that, you know, Jimmy Carr's jokes are really out of line and they are too this or too that, I'm going to start to notice that if I'm watching Jimmy Carr. It's really hard. I think it's just social
And that's
media.
what you get fed as well, isn't it? So like when you're on social media, if you see that video and you engage with that video once, you get to see more of it.
Yeah.
That's how it into Donald Trump ones.
Yeah. But it's also not bad. It's not always bad.
No.
I think it's a lot of people that are going to reality TV don't realise they're going to be cut until they're out there as well.
Yeah.
And actually, that's probably their personality is what made them a celebrity in the first
Yeah.
place. So, yeah, it's a completely different world, and you have to be so careful now.
Yeah.
That said, though, the ones that are on the edge, are the ones that are most fun, aren't they? Like they are the ones that go viral. So it's where's the line?
They're thinking they rebrand themselves now as like not like a misfit sort of brand, like a disruptive.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of brands that are coming up now. So in terms of sort of making the most of sort of going close to the line, they just sort of brand themselves as like the disruptive brand in whatever industry.
It's like cereal. You seen that?
Yeah.
Cereal.
I think they're brilliant.
I think they're great, but they're kind of saying Eddie Murphy loves this brand, and it's just a guy that's called Eddie Murphy. It's not Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
So I just think they're great, but they are a little bit on the line with some of their stuff.
They are, yeah.
But they've got it just right, in my opinion.
I think, there's a difference though, isn't there, from claiming a celebrity name to utilising a minority of people as the butt of a joke.
Yeah.
I think that's where the line is drawn.
You can't have a Dove bottle shaped like a round person.
Yeah.
You can't have a Dove bottle shaped like me. It's not fair. It's not inclusive.
But only you can say that, otherwise
then it's what.
But that's cereal one. I just pronounce it again.
I don't know. Cereal.
Cereal. They done another one where they done like they love their what you call them, the carousel posts.
Yeah.
And they done one which was we put out a vote as to whether we bring back our banana flavoured cereal. You all voted no. It said we're doing it anyway because because we want to, we're going to do it. So people can't get rocked up in the wrong way from that going on. They don't listen to that. So I mean, they do still sort of step close to the mark, but like you say,
it's different marks, isn't it?
There's different marks,
And I think it's just listening.
Yeah.
Listening to the audience, take accountability. If there are people that are offended, you can't tell people how to feel at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you have to deal with that.
Cool. And say you do bugger up, what is the best way to come back from it? Like, how does the brand recover?
Create a YouTube video titled "My Truth" and then have it backed up in black and white and say this is really raw, unedited footage, and then get a few crocodile tears. That's the solution for most these days.
Worked really well for him, didn't it?
How do you think they should do it?
If that's not an option, then I would say accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah, always be accountable. Rita Ora, for example, I got hacked. No, you didn't, babe. No one wanted you to release your song. And now you're doing collabs for Primark. Some of the stuff is very nice. Must be honest. Earrings. But yeah, I think accountability is the first thing.
Yeah.
You have to take accountability because that just shows that you're actually trying to better what you're putting out there.
And she would have done a lot better to take the mickey out of herself in that situation. I think if you can take the mickey out of yourself as a brand at the same time, you should. Like, we put this out there, no one listened.
Yeah.
Like,
own it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that can get more traction.
Perfect. Right, so summing it up, what do you think is the best way to avoid a marketing fail and to deal with one if it happens?
Best way to avoid it is lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of market research.
Yep.
No matter how small you feel your campaign is starting out, market research is always beneficial. And my best thing to deal with a marketing fail, depending on how bad the fail is, I would say make light of it. Don't offend people and then laugh because you offended them.
Yeah.
But again, taking that accountability and trying to show your growth.
Cool, like it?
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I mean, we just talked about 2 Dove big fails, and I still think they're an amazing brand. So it's just about how you come back from it, as Tia just said. And you can come back from it because all of these brands are still going very, very strong.
Cool. Perfect. Right, so that's it, done?
Fantastic.